right, shalom, shalom. Just back here again with another lesson. It's a beautiful day, nice chill rain day. You know, I love days like these. Gonna get this work done though. Let's get straight into it. First of all, I want to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahawah Bahashem, YAHAWASHI Bahashem, Rukakwadash. All prayers and double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone who brought out this truth many, many years ago and still to this day preaching us this truth. I want to say shalom to all the true believers, the men and the women that's learning, teaching, and seeking the Lord out with all sincerity, due diligence. I want to say to you all shalom. Got another lesson going on real quick, but first I'm going to start off with a couple articles. First one is called a reading report. It says a break-in says U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio confirms UAP/UFOs have been observed flying over U.S. nuclear facilities. And see that's them chariots, man. Because a few days ago, I had just sent to the brothers in the chat how a chariot was controlling a meteorite that was about to hit Mexico, but the chariot came out of nowhere and moved the meteorite and took it somewhere else, man. And that's how the chariot's gonna do with them nukes, man. The Lord is controlling the nuclear missiles. You know, the Lord is in control of everything. This is his movie, man. So the chariots are making themselves way more known than usual. You know what I'm saying? Esau know all along, you know, what the hell been going on, but it's coming more and more, it's getting more and more closer to that time. So chariots are making themselves known more and more each day, man. Right? Let's continue. Got another article right here. It says new Israel bombed Lebanon Afghan massive explosion, man. And then Trump just signed a damn peace treaty over there, man. You know what I'm saying? So Trump and them talking all this peace, but these guys, you know, don't want to sit up here and break the peace treaty. So it's all for nothing. Another one that says, end of time headlines breaking, not even 24 hours after Trump peace deal was signed, footage has emerged showing Hamas executing collaborators in Gaza as it clings to power, sparks fears that things could collapse, man. So that's Esau. You know what I'm saying? Let's grab this real quick. First Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 3, and it says, for they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. And see, that's all Esau, man. He may talk a good game, you know, he may say all nice sweet things and popular things and things you want to hear, but at the end of the day, you know, war is in his man's heart, man. He's a liar, he's the ultimate deceiver, ultimate manipulator. Anything negative and wicked of sin is plenty of this man characteristics, right? But let's grab that too. And it says, Psalms chapter 55 verse 21, it says the words in his mouth are smoother than butter. You know, he said the things you want to hear, you know, tell you what you like to know. You know what I'm saying? Like to say, oh, it's all about peace, there will be no World War III, but the scriptures say otherwise, man. So this is where you're gonna have to make a choice. If you're gonna put your trust in Trump, you're gonna put your trust in YAHAWASHI, man. Right? So let's continue. It says again, Psalms 55:21, the words of his mouth are smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words are softer than oil, yet they draw swords, man. So Esau's the ultimate deceiver, the ultimate liar. You know what I'm saying? He'll tell you all sweet, positive, good things, but deep down inside, he's plotting to kill you, man. He's plotting to set up ways to destroy you and constantly oppress the people, which is the elect, right? What else? Even right here, inside paper says Israel, the president of Israel, whatever his name is, Netanyahu, says that fight not over with yet in Gaza, wider region, and they just signed a peace treaty, man. So that just show you they're all about this war, and that's the Lord ramping up these spirits. Right now, again, it says Trump announces that the U.S. is preparing for a new war and attack on Venezuela, which they've been talking about this for months. It says we are certainly looking at Venezuela land now. We have the seat under control, so we already know what Trump and them trying to do. You know, Maduro already said that they're trying to take their oil resources, because I know Venezuela has a nice oil, you know, how can I say, he got nice resources with oil and minerals and all this stuff and gold. And you know, that's all Trump wants. You know, that's all America wants. They greedy. You know, anybody else making money outside of America, and America, they got their hand in the pot, then America's gonna force their way in. You know, kind of like they did over there in Afghanistan. They was over there in Afghanistan for 20 years trying to find weapons of mass destruction, but yet they found no weapons of mass destruction. They only came back with gold, oil, resources stolen. You know what I'm saying? And that's all they do, man. Just right here, BRICS News says just then 30+ countries join BRICS gold rush. You see that? So the American dollar can crash any day of now. What's that scripture? The land of confusion is utterly broken down, roughly paraphrasing. And that's the America, man. This place is it's confused as hell, confused as ever. You know, men want to be women, women want to be men, kids want to be he, she, they, them, all this bullshit. Man, it was something I was reading today, and it had those different things in it that you could fill out, and it was just crazy to me how far the world has came. Everything is sexualized, everything is you know, all about wickedness and sin, man. So the American dollar can crash any day, and America's on its way out. Just right here, and it says prosecutors charged 2 children, 9 and 10, in brutal attack on 5-year-old Cleveland girl. So it's this girl in Cleveland, and this 9-year-old and 10-year-old had raped her, pulled her hair out, you know, beat her up pretty bad, and you know, there be spirits for Lord's creative vengeance, man. You know, all this is judgment. You know what I'm saying? So despite how anybody feel, that's judgment from the Lord, man. That's a hit out from the Lord, period. You know, love of many is waxing cold, man. It's gonna get worse and worse, and these times is gonna ramp up worse and worse. This is only the beginning of sorrows, man. Right? But I think that was it right now. You know, also too, you know, they talking about SNAP benefits about to go out in November. You know, and let's go to Isaiah chapter 3. Isaiah chapter 3, verse 1, and it says, out of NLT, and it says, the Lord Yahweh of heaven's armies will take away Jerusalem and Judah everything they depend on, every bit of bread and every drop of water. You know, and that's the main point, man, because them cutting them SNAP's benefits off is all it's doing is cutting away the staff of bread and cutting away the staff of water, man. And that can go into this word, but also truthfully what it says, every bit of bread, every drop of water, everything they depend on. You know what I'm saying? So they depend on them damn foods that's coming next month. These holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas is gonna be fucked up for a lot of people, man. And the government shutdown, they know what the hell they was doing. You know, this is all a build up to bring out the MOTB, the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast, man. So these times is coming, and it's only gonna get worse and worse. You already seen videos of the nigga woman, you know, getting pissed off up at the DHS office, screaming and yelling, I need my stamps and all this and all that. It's gonna be more of that. It's probably gonna be riots, uproars of the people. It's only gonna get worse and worse, man. That's why we gotta stay deep rooted in YAHAWASHI. Right? All right, so we're gonna get into the lesson now. And it's really just about YAHAWASHI, you know, coming into power, throwing down these nations, man. And I really didn't have a title for it. I just manifested the lesson, put it together on my notes, and so we're finna get into it. And it says we're gonna start off with Daniel chapter 7. I'm gonna read the NLT out of my Bible, then the KJV out of my phone. And it says, Daniel chapter 7, verse 9, it says, I beheld the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and his hair of his head like pure wool. Then it says, his throne was like a fiery flame, and the wheels as burning fire. Verse 10, it says, a fiery stream issued and came forth from before them. Thousands and thousand ministered unto him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set, and the books were open. And the thrones of these nations are being thrown down through YAHAWASHI, man. You know, YAHAWASHI was given pure power to cast down these nations. You know, that's why he's coming back. He's coming back with the wrath of his father. And YAHAWASHI is going to give us, you know, the power of him, how he feels, and him and his father. So we all going to be down here fucking shit up, man, when YAHAWASHI returns, man. You know, so again, it says the thrones of the nations are being thrown down, which is coming from YAHAWASHI. He's going to tear down these nations. That's why he's coming back, like I said, with such great wrath, man. You know what I'm saying? Because his name is not being reigned here on earth. These nations are constantly oppressing the people, constantly making up lies, blaspheming the Lord's name, making up all these laws and legislations to destroy the Lord's people. You know, and the Lord's people is here, man. So the Lord is coming back with great wrath to tear down these nations, man. So the Lord has given YAHAWASHI all full power. You know what I'm saying? And let's go into this. It says, behold, a throne was cast down in the ancient days, yes, YAHAWASHI, whose garment was white as snow. And, you know, he wore actual garments, you know what I'm saying? And the white represents purity, which is why the white man, you know, called himself white. But even though he's got the same skin complexion as a pig, you know, that's like white. He's red, he's pink. You know, it's nothing to do with white. And the ancient of days just means like everlasting, no beginning, no end, man. You know, that's how should I say, I am the beginning and the end. You know what I'm saying? So that's YAHAWASHI, man. And also too, you know, when you're breaking down these nations, the Lord is a man of war. You know what I'm saying? Yahweh is his name, and the Lord is a man of war. And so when he comes back and bring down these nations, man, a lot of people want to say, oh, it's going to be all peace, it's going to be all love, man. The Lord is coming back with straight power and destruction, man. He has to bring down these nations. These nations have been ruling wickedly and sinfully for years, man. Now the Lord is coming back to make this reign known, right? Make his name known. That's why they call him the King of Kings, the Lords of Lords. That's why YAHAWASHI is coming with that great army, man. And that's what you got to do. He's coming back as a powerful force. He's not coming back as a man. He's coming back as a powerful force, right? So we're going to go to 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 24. We're going to grab like the whole, probably 24 through 27. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 24. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, we're going to start at verse 24, and it says, after that end will come when the kingdom will turn, after that end will come when he will turn the kingdom over to Yahweh the Father, having destroyed every ruler and every authority and power. That's YAHAWASHI. He's going to return the throne back to Yahweh, because everything was given to him after he has destroyed every ruler and every authority on this earth. So after he taken down these nations, it's all going back to Yahweh. For Hamashiach must reign until he humbles all his enemies beneath his feet. And the last enemy to be destroyed is death. And that's Esau, man, because after 1,000 years of him being in captivity, it's going to like a big ass bonfire, man. We're going to burn their ass up, and they're going to be extinct off the face of this earth for the rest of their life, man. And also too, Esau is as death. That's all he promotes. That's all he represents, man. You know, YAHAWASHI promotes life. You know, the wicked Esau promotes nothing but death, man. You can tell by how the way he carried himself, his characteristics, the things he put in the food, the things he put on movies. Everything is all gory and about murder. I don't know if you ever seen a Terrifier or a movie called Hills Have Eyes. You know, those guys, Esau is the bloody, deceitful man, man. He's all gory and just wicked and sinful and just all about death and murder. You know, he likes stuff like that, man. You know, again, verse 25, it says, for Hamashiach must reign until he humbles all his enemies beneath his feet. And the last enemy to be destroyed is death, which is also physical death too, because once we get into the kingdom, we gonna be immortal. There's gonna be no more death for the nation of Israel, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Verse 27, for the scriptures say Yahweh has put all things under his authority. So all the authority has been given to YAHAWASHI for now until he brings all these enemies under his feet, man, and bring these nations down. Of course, when it says all things are under his authority, that does not include Yahweh himself, who gave Hamashiach his authority. Verse 28, then when all things are under his authority, the Son will put himself under Yahweh's authority, so that Yahweh, who gave his Son authority over all things, will be utterly supreme over everything and everywhere, man. Right? So YAHAWASHI, that's a cut too. Everybody like to say the Holy Trinity. You know, in our reality, Yahweh gave YAHAWASHI authority. So they're not the same people. It's YAHWH, his Son. You know, he's not Yahweh. He's his Son. So Yahweh, you know, it's impossible for YAHAWASHI to give himself power. It had to be given unto him, right? So that's the thing, man. You know, YAHAWASHI has all authority, right? Has all of power right now to come and make it, you know, destroy all these different nations, man. They got to be destroyed, because all the different things they doing to us, the people constantly oppressing us, people constantly making us look bad and destroying us and oppressing us mentally, physically, all of this, man. You know, we're like some goddamn robots. You know what I'm saying? Get up, wake up, pray, go to work, come home, spend time with your kids, go to sleep, wake up and do it all over again. It's the same thing, man. We robots down here. This is not a joyous life. You know, even though we're not supposed to, we're in punishment, we're in captivity. It's not really supposed to be joyous, but you know, it really ain't supposed to be like this either, because when we get into the kingdom, everything gonna be peace, joy, you know, full of happiness, no more pain, no more hurt, no more death. You know, all that's physical death, and also, you know, no more Esau Edom after 1,000 years, man. All right, let's continue. Where's that? Yep. So yeah, that's YAHAWASHI, man, and all the authority, all the power, everything was given from Yahweh to YAHAWASHI. And now we're gonna go to Hebrews chapter 7, verse 25. You know how everything was given to him. Like I said, that's a cut to saying that that YAHAWASHI is Yahweh. How can YAHAWASHI give himself power? The power was given him through his Father. You know what I'm saying? So like the angels carry our prayers, and that's why we got to continue to pray without ceasing. You know, YAHAWASHI, he's that intercession. You know what I'm saying? He's the one that speaks on our behalf. He's like our lawyer, man. You know, so it's impossible for YAHAWASHI to be Yahweh. So now we have Hebrews 7:25 KJV. It says, wherefore he is able also to save them to the uttermost that come unto Yahweh by him, seeing that he liveth to make intercession for them. Right? So let's look up that word intercession. It's mediation. It's like YAHAWASHI, he's the mediator. It says the action of intervening on behalf of another. So like I said, YAHAWASHI is like a lawyer, man. He speaks on our behalf. So that's a cut to anybody saying that, you know, Yahawashai is the only true God. No, he's the son of the one true God, right? He's on his right hand side. All right, so now we're gonna continue on how the Lord, you know, continuously bringing down these nations. We're gonna go to Isaiah chapter 14, verse 21. It says, "Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities," man. And that's what it said, prepare slaughter for the enemy's children. You know, that's Esau today are the forefathers of all the Edomites, man. Because Esau, when he rises up, he destroyed the whole earth, man. You know, look, the whole earth is mourning right now. You know what I'm saying? Nothing here is happy. Not the animals, not the soil, not the grass, not the trees, because he's making everything extinct. Deforestation, you know, cutting down all his trees to build his condos or manufacturing. All his wicked stuff that he's doing. That's all. That's the trees is oxygen for the earth. The trees is habitation or homes for the animals out there, man. But Esau, deforestation, you know, animal extinction. You know, they find the best looking animals that they never seen before, want to capture them, you know, and put them in freaking zoos, or catch them and put them in a museum. You know what I'm saying? This man has done nothing but wickedness. Bill Gates wants to put all human waste deep down in the earth's soil. You know how many things that's going to affect the water supply. You know what I'm saying? The animals that feed in the soil, all the insects that live in the soil, everything has its purpose, man. But Esau wants to do nothing but to destroy it. So the Lord is going to destroy him and his whole family tree. You know, his tree, his roots are going to be withered up, man. They're going to be dried up, and he's going to never come back again. All the infrastructure, all the laws and legislations, everything that Esau stands for, everything that he represents will be destroyed completely, man. This place is going to be a fucking desert. So when the Lord come back and destroy these nations, man, you know, they're going to go into captivity. And after 1,000 years, Esau is going to get destroyed, man. Right? Esau is going to be destroyed. Let's prove that. Let's go to Job. Let's go to Job chapter 18, verse 15 through 19. Let me see, get it in here. What is it? Job 18. It's like it. Job 18, 50 to 19. Right here. Out of the NIV, it says, "Fire resides in his tent. Burning sulfur is scattered over his dwelling." That's the nuclear missiles. His roots dry up below. His branches wither above. The memory of him perishes from the earth. He has no name in the land. He is driven from light into darkness and is banished from the world. Verse 19, "He has no offspring or descendants among his people. No survivors where once he lived, man." And see, the Lord is going to, like I said, dry up his family tree. There's going to be no more remaining on the house of Esau ever, man. The scriptures will tell you that the Bible is set up to condemn this man. You know, a lot of people, that's why a lot of people are lost, because they don't fucking read. The same man that kept you from reading back in the day, during the slave times, is the same man that's fooling you again. He didn't want you to read back in the day because he knew how powerful we can be. He knew how powerful this book was. If you read the book of Eli, that white man would say, you can control the weak. You can control the minds of people with this book. And that's the truth. When they had us in the captivity, which they still do by the slave times, they were reading certain parts of the Bible that would make them look good. You know what I'm saying? If you ever saw the movie, you ever saw the movie, I thought the car was pulling up. You ever saw the movie Birth of a Nation with Nat Turner? They was, a preacher was the so-called white man, and Nat Turner and his master at the time, they was going around preaching to all these different, you know, slave camps, and just prophesying, not prophesying, but preaching about how slaves should do this and do that, this and that. But the whole time Nat Turner was seeing, because he had the spirit, he was seeing what the hell was really going on. You know, it was hurting him going through that. Then at the end, if you watch the movie, Nat Turner was woken up by the Lord, man, and he was going out there and he slaughtered a lot of those slave masters during that time, him and a whole bunch of group of people. Again, getting off topic, going back into it. Again, he says, "Fire resides in his tent, burning sulfur scattered over his head. His roots dry up below, and his branches wither above. The memory of him perishes from the earth." So there'll be no more remembering of his infrastructure, his laws and legislations, him and his family. Like I said, the whole family tree will be dried up, man. There's going to be no more. And it says he has no name in the land. Esau is not even going to be a thought in the kingdom, man. You know what I'm saying? He's not even going to be nothing. We're not going to be thinking about this man. We're going to be living in righteous rulership. The nation's going to forget about this man. You know what I'm saying? What's that? Proverbs 29:2, when the righteous are authority, the people rejoice. When the wicked are authority, the people mourn. Roughly paraphrasing. Verse 18, he is driven from light into darkness and is banished from the world. He has no offspring or descendants among his people, no survivor where he once lived, man. So there's going to be no survivors of this man and his family tree. Nobody, not his wife, not his nephews, none of that, man. None of that stuff is going on. All right, so let's continue. Now I go back to Daniel chapter 20, verse 10, and it says, many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. And see, that's us, man. We are that wise. We are the foolish things that come up against the so-called wise man here. You know, you got people like who they say is the smartest man, Albert Einstein. Why the hell he ain't breaking down the scriptures, man? The Lord has chose the foolish things of the world to break down the wise and bring them to none. Why? Because the Lord is showing his power through us, man. You know, all of us got some dirt on our name. You know, none of us is perfect that comes into this truth. And when many people look at us like, oh, who are you to think you this is that? Hey, I don't know. Don't ask me. The Lord chose us to do this, man. So, again, Daniel chapter 12, verse 10, and many shall be purified and made white and tried. That's the elect. But the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. So the wicked is not going to understand the ways of a righteous man. The wicked is not going to understand why we don't want to follow them. You know, they don't understand why we're not trying to fit in and be in society like everybody else. You know, we were, most of us in this truth were the black sheep of our family. I know I was. I didn't, you know, want to do all the things everybody else was doing. I was always like a chill, laid back, trying to kind of guy stay under the radar, low key. But again, going off topic again, but the wicked, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. We understand the mysteries of what the hell is going on. We can see through the bullshit, man. You know what I'm saying? If you read Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2, you know, it was stating that, you know, we are burnt to this man. We are grievous to him, you know, because we stand up against him. We stand up against his laws and legislations. We stand up against everything he represents, his, his influence, you know what I'm saying? We stand up against that. We speaking out against the agenda. You know what I'm saying? We team YAHAWASHI. We not team Esau. We not team America. We team YAHAWASHI, man. You know, we not dealing with this man. So they won't be able to never understand. But let's grab a precept, Revelation chapter 22, verse 11 through 12. Out of the NIV. Salakia. What the hell? Oh my God. So like Revelation 22. Revelation 22, verses 11 and 12 out of NIV. 6, 9. The things, tiny words and letters. So somebody says, let them who does wrong continue to do wrong. Let him who is vile continue to be vile. Let him who does right continue to do right. And let him who is holy continue to be holy. Verse 12, behold, I am coming soon. See, the Lord is telling you, he's on his way. He's coming soon. My reward is with me, and I will give everyone according to what he has done. You see that? So the ones who's doing righteous as possible, we're going to get that righteous reward of salvation, immortality, peace, joy, everlasting salvation, man. But the one who's doing wickedly and his sinning, the Lord is going to burn them with them nuclear missiles, man. So everyone has their own reward, right? So the Lord has said, let the wicked be the wicked, man. Let Esau do his thing. I'm in control. I got this. I'm coming soon. And when I come soon, I'm going to bring down these nations. I'm going to destroy these people right in front of everybody. Everybody going to know that they not the strongest. Everybody going to know they not the best people. You know what I'm saying? They like to boast about America, like to boast in their pride. But the Lord is going to bring them down, man. The Lord is not going to let them rise up again. Right? So, and again, verse 12, and it says, behold, I am coming soon. My reward is with me. So the Lord is going to give a righteous reward, and he's going to give a reward of judgment to these nations, man. He's going to destroy them completely. Right? And then they're going to be under our feet. They're going to be bound down to our feet. They're going to be in captivity under us. Then we're going to be in power, the Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, the 12 tribes of Israel. And we're going to have that righteous reward. The ones that's doing this work, living righteous as possible to the best of our abilities, man. Right? So let the wicked be wicked. They want to be wicked, let them go, man. Let them do their thing. Right? Now we got Isaiah chapter 14, verse 22, and it says, for I will rise up against them, saith Yahweh, Lord of hosts, and cut off Babylon, the name, and remnant and son and nephew, saith Yahweh. All of Salam, all of them gonna get destroyed, man. And I already said that, you know, up here, back here in Job 18. The whole family tree of Esau is going to be destroyed. I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, and saith the Lord. So the Lord is going to cut off all of them, man. Babylon is not even going to be here. This place is going to be a complete desert, a complete wasted land, man. Right? None of them is going to be here. Right? Let's jump to Obadiah chapter 1, verse 18, and it says, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kill them up and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Adonai Yahweh, Lord of hosts, the Lord has spoken it, man. So there's not going to be no more remaining of Esau. When the Lord come back and bring down these nations, man, Esau is going to be the only one that's going to be destroyed after 1,000 years for all the wickedness. His sins has reached the heavens, man. You know, the Lord is going to bring this man down low. He's going to embarrass this man. He's going to make this man crumble, man. You know what I'm saying? The Lord, these people have no idea. The people that trust in Edom, that trust in their military, our military is so great, our military is so mighty. The Lord is going to bring this place down low, man. You know what I'm saying? This don't mean nothing to the Lord. The Lord is sitting up there laughing at these niggas. You niggas think you got this by yourself? Hell no, man. I'm going to come back and show you. And a lot of these elites know, which is why they got, you know, space, you know, warships and spaceships up in the heavens. You know, gonna try to fight YAHAWASHI. That's how proudful they are. They really think they can stop the true Lord, the true God of Israel, man. YAHWASHI. These guys have no idea what the hell is going on, man. Right? So let's go to Isaiah chapter 24. We're gonna read that real quick. Read that out of the NIV. The Lord is gonna destroy this place, man. The whole era of Esau is gonna be wiped away. And when it says destroy the whole earth, it's not the end of the whole earth, it's the end of an era. The whole rulership of Esau is going to be destroyed, man. And it says the Lord's devastation of earth out of Isaiah chapter 24. We're going to start at verse 1. And it says, see, Adonai Yahweh is going to lay waste the earth and devastate it. He will ruin its face and scatter its inhabitants. It will be the same for priests as for people. It says for master as for servant, for mistress as for maid, for seller as for buyer, for borrower as for lender, for debtor as for creator. The earth will be completely laid waste and totally plundered, man. So that's hey, all of America is gonna be completely laid waste, you know, plundered, you know, same way that, you know, Esau had plundered all these different nations, you know, stole their goods, stole their natural resources. Same thing they doing with what they did with our people. The same thing is gonna happen to him, man. You know, he's gonna get plundered. He's gonna get put in derision. He's gonna get put into captivity, right? The Lord has spoken his words. So verse 4, it says, the earth dries up and withers. The world languishes and withers. The exalted of the earth languish. Who is the exalted of the earth? It's Esau, even the so-called white man. The earth is defiled by its people. They have disobeyed the laws, violated statutes, and broken the everlasting covenant. And that's the 2/3, man. You know, they want to go against YAHWASHI, worshiping Esau and all these false gods that Esau put in front of you. They don't want to follow the laws of YAHWASHI and the commandments, but they want to follow the laws of, you know, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, and do what they say. They want to put the Lord on the back burner and trust in everything other than YAHWASHI. So the Lord is going to bring this place, and this place is going to become missile food, man. It's going to be a desert. Verse 6 is, therefore a curse consumes the earth. Its people must bear their guilt. Therefore the earth's inhabitants are burned up, and very few are left. Only that remnant that's going to be saved is us, man. While judgment is coming down from the nukes, salvation is going up. We're going to get beamed up while the nukes is coming down, man. You know? Verse 7. It says, the new wine dries up and the vine withers. All the merrymakers groan. The gaiety, if I'm saying that right, the gaiety of the tambourines is stilled. The noise of the relievers has stopped. The joyful harp is silent. No longer do they drink wine with the song. The beer is bitter. It is its drinkers. The beer is bitter to its drinkers. So all these things that these people enjoy, you know, they still have the comforts of gas in their car, food in their house. They still have their favorite comfortabilities, as in wine or their favorite drink, weed, marijuana, whatever they smoking, anything that makes them comfortable, man. The Lord is going to take all that away. The music, the harps, anything that they put in front of the Lord and his idol worship, or anything that makes them comfortable, gas stealing things, everything is going to be taken away, man. Nothing is going to be here after the Lord bring this place down low, you know. Oh, where's that? Verse 10, it says, the ruined city lies desolate. Salaki. The entrance of every house is barred. In the streets they cry out for wine. The joy turns into gloom, and gaiety is banished from the earth. The city is left in ruins. Its gate is battered to pieces. So will it be. So will it be on earth among the nations, as when an olive tree is beaten, or as gleanings are left after the grape harvest. You see that? So the Lord is going to beat this place to pieces, man. He going to sweep through this mug with the missiles, man. You know, everything that you see right now is going to get destroyed. Even the people, the 2/3 are going to get people. It's going to be the lake of fire, right? This place is going to be a desert, man. It's going to be a wasteland for animals and all different things that you've never seen before, man. Nobody will ever be able to live here again. It's going to be like Sodom and Gomorrah. Verse 14, it says, they raise their voices, they shout for joy. From the west, they acclaim the Lord's majesty. Therefore, the east give glory to the Lord, exalt the name of Yahawah, the God of Israel. In the islands of the sea, from the ends of the earth, we hear singing glory to the righteous one. But I said, I waste away, I waste away. Woe to me, the treacherous betray. With treachery and treacherous betray, terror and pit and snare await for you, O people of the earth. Whoever flees at the sound of terror will fall into a pit. Whoever climbs out of the pit will be caught in a snare. The floodgates of the heavens are open. The foundations of the earth will shake. That's the nukes hitting this earth, and the whole shake going crazy. The whole earth going crazy. Salaki. The earth is broken up. The earth is split asunder. The earth is thoroughly shaken. The earth reels like a drunkard, and it sways like a hut in the wind. So heavy upon it is guilt for its rebellion, that it falls and never to rise again. So this place is going to fall and never rise again, man. Right? His guilt has reached the heavens, man. Everything. This place has done so much wickedness. It's worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. It's worse than Babylon. It's worse than any other time that we've been in before. You know what I'm saying? This people back in the day would look at this and be like, God damn. It's like, we wasn't even this bad. You know what I'm saying? This place is crazy, man. And that's why the Lord is going to make an utter waste of this rulership at the end of an era of Esau, Edom, and these nations, man. It's done when the Lord returns. Verse 21, it says, in that day, the Adonai Yahawah will punish the powers in the heavens above and the kings on earth below. The powers of earth above, like I said, they got spaceships in the heavens ready to, you know, try to fight and destroy YAHAWASHI when he returns, man. But the Lord said in that day, I will punish the powers in the heavens above and the kings on the earth below. I mean, that's Esau, Edom, man, and all his infrastructure, everything that he got, the AI technology, all his weaponry and all his bullshit, all that's gonna get destroyed, man. Everything that represents Esau, that Esau stands for, is gonna get destroyed, man. What is it? Verse 22, they will be herded together like prisoners and bound in a dungeon. They would be shut up in a prison and be punished after many days. The moon will be abashed and the sun ashamed. For the Adonai Yahawah Almighty will reign on Mount Zion and Jerusalem and before its elders gloriously. So again, verse 22, it says, they will be herded together like prisoners. You see that? That's Esau, man. We're gonna bind them up together, bind them in a dungeon. They will be shut up in a prison and be punished. After many days, the moon will be abashed and the sun ashamed. For the Lord Almighty will reign in the Mount Zion and in Jerusalem and before its elders gloriously, man. Right? So they gonna, after 1,000 years, man, after 1,000 years of going into captivity, they're gonna be extinct and wiped off the face of this earth. Everything will be laid waste in this place, man. This place will never rise up again. Right? Let's continue on that. Now we're gonna go to Zechariah 12:6. Is it Zechariah? Yep, Zechariah 12:6. Zephaniah. That's Zephaniah. Is it Zechariah? Zechariah 12. Zechariah 12 in chapter 6, it says, on that day I will make the leaders of Judah like a fire pot and a wood pile, like a flaming torch among sheaves. They will consume right and left all the surrounding peoples, but Jerusalem will remain intact at her place. So, you know, we gonna tear Esau ass up, man. You know, we gonna be intact, but Esau is gonna be destroyed. We gonna burn Esau ass up, man. After 1,000 years of going to slavery, it's gonna like be a big old, I don't know if you live in a small town with a whole bunch of white folks. They had these big old bonfires. They put the couches in there, refrigerators, chairs, big ass trees, because they got a lot of land and shit. So they have those big old bonfires. That's how it's gonna be, man. We gonna have a big not something way bigger than what I'm saying, but it's just gonna be like a big fire, man, and all of Esau is gonna be destroyed, man. They're gonna be burnt the hell up for eternity and never be able to rise again, never come back again, nothing. Right? We're gonna cook these guys, man. We're gonna capture them, have them slave for 1,000 years. They're gonna build our kingdom like we built their kingdom. And their ass gonna be extinct, man, wiped off the face of this earth. When YAHAWASHI returns, he gonna bring down all these nations and embarrass these people, man. Even the 2/3, man. They not gonna know what to happen. He gonna embarrass them too. Y'all don't want to cling to me. Y'all want to believe on these different nations, these false gods, and these idol worship. Then I'm going to destroy you. I'm going to bring you down low. I'm going to embarrass you. Right? And then the 2/3, when they going to have to come back through childbearing, and they're going to have to go through a period of being ashamed, man. And ashamed because they didn't want to believe on YAHAWASHI. They didn't want to believe in what the prophets were saying. All right? Now we got Isaiah chapter 14, verse 23, and it says, I will make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the bosom of destruction, says Adonai Yahweh, Lord of hosts. You see, that's the missile hitting. That's the missiles hitting America, and it's an explosion just sweeping through the whole. You know how a bomb blows up and that whole mushroom cloud, they're gonna sweep through this bitch, man, with the missiles, man. You know what I'm saying? And also too, that's the lake of fire. I will make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water. See, the lake of fire, man. And I will sweep it. I will sweep it with the bosom of destruction, saith the Lord of hosts. Right? So that's that lake of fire, man. The Lord is going to destroy this place, man. The nuclear missiles are going to destroy and wipe out America and Israel. Israel got to get cleansed too. So Israel going to get hit with them nukes, because them guys over there are totally the fuck out of order. You got the Israelis hosting the biggest Pride Month parade, there is. You have, all those small hats in the tribe of Amalek over there, who their names is blotted out of heaven forever. They're going to get destroyed. Man, hey, the Lord is going to tear this bitch up with these nuclear missiles, man. Right? And the last precept I got right now, now we got the last one, Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 14 to 15. Slocky. I was just there. Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 14 to verse 14 through 15. It says, flocks and herds will lie down there, creatures of every kind, the desert owl and the screech owl, the roost of her columns. The calls will echo through the windows. Rubble will be in the doorways. The beams of cedar will be exposed. This is a carefree city that lived in safety. She said to herself, I am, and there is none beside me. Remember the Obadiah, who shall bring me down? You know what I'm saying? That's Esau. That's Babylon. That's aka America. She says herself, because America's, this is like you got the Statue of Liberty. You know what I'm saying? This is the whole, this the big whore. This is the carefree city that lived in safety. She said to herself, I am, and there is none beside me. What a ruin she has become, a lair for wild beasts. All who pass by her scoff and shake their fist. So that's what this place America is gonna be, man. A desert, a complete desert where animals live at, man. Random ass animals, random creatures. It would never be able to rise up again. It would be complete wasteland. Just like I said in the book of Eli, when Denzel was walking on through, it was nothing but wasteland, nothing but desert, nothing but rubble. Everything would be exposed, the beams, everything, the infrastructure would be melted down, everything would be destroyed, man, turned into dust and powder, man. Them nukes is gonna make way to this place, man. And it says again, this is the carefree city that lived in safety, because the land of unwalled villages, that's why Trump trying to build that golden dome. Little did he know that shit will not help. Look what happened to Israel. When Iran was hitting Israel with the nukes, Israel only intercepted a few of them, but the rest of them rained down and hit their target, man. These iron domes and all this stuff, these golden domes is not going to help. It's not going to stop the nukes and the power of the Lord, man. They doing everything they can to try to protect themselves and prepare themselves for the coming of the Lord, but they don't know. They know we getting closer, which is why they trying to ramp up and do all these different things. So they can, what I'm saying, the Lord is finna unleash Esau on these 2/3 niggas, and these 2/3 niggas finna get their ass cooked up. They really finna see what it is like to be a young nigga, man. These young niggas have no idea what's finna happen to them for real. Like it's only beginning of sorrows, man. These young niggas finna, the 2/3 finna get it real bad. And I am, and there's none besides me. And that's the pride of America, the land of the proud, the land of the free, the land of the brave. That's America, man. They think nobody can bring them down. People trusting in the military might. People trusting in Donald Trump and everything he stands for, man. This shit is finna get destroyed, man. And anybody that believe in this place and believe in Trump, the 2/3, y'all gonna get destroyed right along with it. Y'all wanna believe in trusting y'all master, then y'all gonna get destroyed with y'all master, straight up. A lair for wild beasts, all who pass by her scoff and shake their fists, man. Because people gonna be scoffing at this place. People gonna be like, damn, she talked all that shit and still getting destroyed, man. You know, so that was pretty much the lesson. You know, just wanted to bring that out. Lord willing, it was edifying. You know, but the Lord is coming back with such great wrath, man, to bring down these nations, man. These people playing on his name, playing on his father's name, you know, playing on his people. And the Lord's finna come back and destroy, man. He's finna come back and destroy and wreak havoc. There is gonna be no peace. What do you say? Think not that I come to sense peace, but a sword. That sword represents destruction and division. Separate the righteous from the unrighteous. And also that destruction, man. He's wreaking havoc. That garment is gonna be, you know, full of blood, man. You know what I'm saying? The Lord's finna wreak havoc. The chariots gonna be shooting out beams and lighting these 2/3 niggas up and lighting up Esau and all these different nations. This place is finna get destroyed, man. A complete wasteland. So if you depend on this place, you're gonna get destroyed right along with it. A complete waste of nothing. You know? So again, I truly hope this lesson was edifying. Again, face the east to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahawah, Bahashem, YAHAWASHI, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Again, all elders and apostles, a great millstone who brought out this truth many years ago, still to this day, preaching this truth. I just want to say, Drew, I truly hope this lesson was edifying. Shalom.